Alrighty. Sorry for the wait. Let's get started. Once I can click my thing and transition. And once it decides that, hey, let's go to Satisfactory. There we go. I added like a mod, maybe two. Mainly just to try to balance some stuff out. Now, I thought about adding a mod that removed the cost to build platforms and walls, but I don't know how unbalanced that would be. So, kind of want to jump and go against that, but I know I'd be putting up fight I am not ready for. That's not that much wire. I kind of need more of that. So, it's enormous. It's pretty expensive, so it's gonna be a minute. It's gonna be a while until I can get it. But basically, it is the main item in this game for progression. So, you build it with, I'll just remove, oh, I got a flashlight. There it is. Clear the list. Yeah, so all of that is the cost for the space elevator, but yeah, requires deliveries of special project parts to complete project assembly phases. So there's 5 phases in total, maybe 6 when you add mod, but yeah, so this is phase 1, 2, 3, 4. Apparently phase 5 doesn't add anything, and then phase 6 adds tiers 10, 11, and 12. So there's 6 phases. 5 technically beats the game, so 10, 11, and 12 are modded additions, and anything else the game adds. But it's a massive structure, and it's insane. Though, it's pretty expensive to build, because you need 500 concrete, which equals up to 1,500 limestone, 250 iron plates, which I don't know the exact amount, but equals up to a ton of iron. Iron rods equals up to 400 iron, and then wire equals up to 750 copper. And as you can see, I'm not producing a ton of resources per minute, so that's gonna take a minute. But yeah, space elevator is cool. This location, I believe, is somewhat the starter location. This stream, I'm hoping to get the space elevator. Like, to build the space elevator and potentially start working towards it. I might be able to do it pretty quickly if I can get the resource sink bonus program, because I can actually buy the parts I need instead of waiting a million years, which doesn't break progression too terribly much. Well, it actually doesn't break progression at all. You just have to eventually catch up later to produce the amount of resources. Because to get the space elevator, it kind of prepares you a little for what's to come. So, yeah. How much copper do I have? 100. That is nowhere near what I need. So, this game, it's a little complex, but as long as you don't break progression with mods, because there are some mods that breaks progression, as long as you don't use the mods that break progression, you'll learn fairly quickly how to play. And if you do the intro, which I recommend doing, unless you're someone like me who's done it several times, the intro teaches you the basics on how to get iron, how to get limestone, how to get copper, and up to the point of how to build the space elevator, because the intro builds you up to building the space elevator and cuts you off right before you get the resources to do it. Now I just need a ton of iron, a bit of copper, and that's 73 times 3, how much that is. And you're probably saying to yourself, wow, these belts are slow, these are only Mark 1. I believe with mods, I think I can go up to Mark 9 maybe. Without mods, I believe you can go up to Mark 5 or 6. I know the one mod I have that adds lead, it can go about 2,000 to 3,000 items a minute on those belts, which is quite fast for some machines only producing a few hundred per minute, while if you overclock stuff, make it better, kind of using that much belt. And this is an iron node, and there's 4 different spawns, I think. Each spawn is a different rarity, not rarity, sorry, different difficulty level. This one is I think this one's the second easiest, which spawns you next to the third easiest, second hardest, which I believe is actually over there, because oh, it's foggy right now, so you actually can't see it, but there's a desert over there. Yeah, I've played that mod too. That mod, with what I've played with it, is actually more complex than this is. Because the most complex thing that I can think of might be nuclear power, but that's way late game for this. Because nuclear power, you have to put in, I believe, water and some sort of radioactive item, like fuel rods or something. And then you get the byproduct of nuclear waste, which there's only one item you can use to get rid of it, and that's to craft it into, I believe, plutonium rods. But if you do that and then you put the plutonium rods back into the nuclear power plant, then you actually have permanent nuclear waste you cannot get rid of. Which then becomes an issue, because then you're having nuclear storage and don't know what to deal with it, and the storage itself is radioactive. So I have never gotten to the point of nuclear power, but I've seen people get to that point, and I've seen them turn the nuclear waste into the plutonium fuel rods or whatever, and then sell those fuel rods in the resource sink, well, the awesome sink, which gets you basically money or tickets, and allows you to buy more stuff, but also gets rid of that byproduct. Though it takes a while to do that, because I'm just waiting around right now for enough items to be put in here for me to get the awesome sink. Which actually I think I have enough. Yep. Alright.
Milestone reached. You have been given access to the anti-waste effort for stress testing of materials on Exoplanet's bonus program, also known as AWESOME. Your awesome input allows Fixit to comprehend our amazing universe more clearly. In appreciation of this, we have generously set up an internal, closed economy with exclusive rewards and currency. Directing parts of varying quantity and complexity into the awesome resource sink will grant Fixit coupons. These coupons can be redeemed in the Awesome Shop for highly desirable items such as new foundations, walls, factory attachments, cosmetics, parts, and more. Next time you have additional resources, just remember to go that extra kilometer. Go awesome.
Thank you, Ada. Didn't really ask though. So, this, I just unlocked the awesome sink. I'm just building the thing right now. I need reinforced iron plates. I forgot what thing needs those. And then cable. Iron plates are easy, but I need a bit of those because of the reinforced iron plates, which needs screws and normal plates, but needs 12 screws, and I think 6 plates, and those are a pain to craft. Alright. Now I need cable and concrete, which I don't really use cable, so I've got a little bit of it. So, I know this looks like a mess, and it absolutely is a mess, with all the belts and everything not organized. I don't have foundations yet, so I can't actually build a factory yet, but once, basically, by the time you're building the space elevator and you have tier 0, 1, and 2 done, which tier 0 base game doesn't have all of this, it's just your intro of your hub upgrades. I think it's 0. No, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Base game, that's all it is. The hub upgrades. With the mods I have, it adds those, which, due to my inventory mods, makes all but this one useless. So, yeah. Now, I'm going to get the awesome shop, which I'll just place it over here. The awesome sink terminal. And then the awesome sink. Jesus. 4 conveyor belt input and 4 belt outputs. Only accepts raw resources. That I did not know. Okay. And starting out, I'm gonna get a ton of tickets from this stuff because I have I believe it's 100 times tickets is the mod I have, but because tickets, they take a while to get. Later game, it actually evens out, and it's later game, it balanced. Early game, it isn't. especially with the DNA points. So, I am buying everything for the space elevator right now. Hopefully, this episode, well, this stream, I'll also be able to get everything for it. But that's why I like the Awesome Sync so much, is because you can buy, as long as you have the tickets, you can buy whatever you need. Alright. Now, for scale, this is the space elevator. I'm hoping those trees don't block the view. I play on Steam, but this game is also available on Epic Games, and you can cross-play between the two.
Project assembly initialized. Congratulations, Pioneer. The space elevator will now automatically connect with the Project Assembly orbital platform. Project assembly is divided into phases, each of which require the delivery of project parts, such as smart plating, via the space elevator. Subsequent phases unlock access to new tiers with more advanced technologies to construct, automate, explore, and exploit. It is time to be honest. This project is part of the Save the Day program, the largest united undertaking in human history, destined to save us all. Earth is in peril and only Fix-It pioneers offer hope for survival. Fix-It is counting on you. Humanity is counting on you. Do not let Fix-It down.
So that is the space elevator. It does change vaguely over the gameplay. So every time you get to a new project assembly phase, the top of it will change in some form. And now we can actually build an actual factory, because I just got the...
Milestone.
Okay, yeah, I understand, Ada. So, I just got the stuff to build the platforms, which cost concrete and plates, but as long as you automate it quickly, not that bad. So, that's gonna be fun. Yeah, that's the item, that's that one as well, that I need to craft for the space elevator. And it is slow and expensive to make. It's an elevator space. It's a space elevator. I believe the build height is almost to that right there. No, that can't be the build height, because I think the mountain over there is taller than that. But yeah, it's just a space elevator. The player itself cannot go in it, but you can input resources, and it sends them to, I guess, Earth. Hard to take a guess. To save the day, but this is basically just a prison, because oh no, I just walked right where those things are. back here. Yeah, so it's just a space elevator, but you submit resources to it. I don't know if we'll show it, but okay, yeah. So you submit the smart plating or whatever it is. Each time, each phase, it gets more expensive. So it's not like, oh, it's 50 smart plating now. It's gonna be 500 later. The next one, I believe, if I remember correctly, is 1,000 smart plating. I think a 1,500 versatile framework, and maybe 100 automated wiring, or something like that. It gets expensive later, like crazy expensive. Now, I get to do the massive upgrades of building an actual factory. Yeah, I love this because basically I just did something called zooping, and instead of going to go place each and every one of these foundations down, I just basically made a grid and was able to place all 60 of these down. Yeah, it's a 10 by 6, and I was able to do that. Now, this is a decent location to build a base, though up here is a way different altitude difference than down there, so it's kind of difficult to go from here to there, unless you want to go all the way around, all the way down around, and end up back over there, which takes a while. So I just ultimately there's going to be a road that leads from up here to down there. I don't know when I'm gonna make it, but eventually it's gonna be like that. Now it's what do I want this thing to be like? Because once I start placing things, I'm doing it for efficiency, not... Well, yeah, I'm doing it for efficiency. So, it's just going to need to be organized, which I'm not the best person at making something organized. Well, I am when I have the room and when I have the things to do it. I could have just got them from that. Alright, there. I'm gonna try to get faster belts because I'm actually underclocking everything myself at the moment. Well, I'm accidentally underclocking because I'm producing more than what my belts can allow. Mostly, at least.
Milestone reached. Conveyor belts can now merge, split, and lift to save space and enhance the productivity of your factory. Fixit encourages you to consider investing in verticality when it comes to factory logistics. If you feel stressed by this complexity, imagine yourself on the shore of a vast and calm ocean. Breathe in. Visualize all the people relying on you. The sea is made of billions of faces, each staring at you with hope and tears in their eyes. Breathe out. Feel refreshed and focused on your duties. Milestone. Put lead to a.
Yeah, so all the things Ada says is somewhat disturbing. It's gotten even worse since 1.0 with some of the new updates that adds different mechanics that interacts with Ada. Yeah, Ada's just dark and thinks that it basically uses what we like against us. Oh yeah, I just got the map, that's what I just got. I'm trying to unlock as much as I can, so when I go...
Milestone. This note.
So when I go to build the factory, I'm not stuck by limitations. Now, I usually don't touch any of this, because I have no idea what any of this is. What it shows, I already know this is a modded item, but I don't know if this helps or doesn't help for future progression. Oh, that's not good. I'm about to run out of power. Luckily, this isn't coal power, so it's not the end of the world if I do. But I'd prefer not to run out of power today. Because, yeah, I'm currently running on biomass, which is not fun when your entire power grid relies on leaves. Yeah, I hate. There's two power sources I absolutely hate at the moment: coal and biomass. Both because, well, biomass because it's a pain, doesn't produce much power, and you have to go gather resources to allow it to use the power. Coal because it's a lot of work with pipes and stuff. Oil's the same way, but I don't think it's going to be like that. I think I have a mod that makes it where liquids or gases, and pipes at least. So
Milestone reached. The assembler can produce more complex parts, including the first project part, smart plating, which is crucial for initiating project assembly. Project parts must be delivered to the space elevator. By completing your contracted duties as part of project assembly, you will definitely be helping achieve Fix-It Company goals without any other ulterior motive. Note: humans cannot craft project parts. Do not worry about your inadequate crafting skill when compared to an assembler. Fix-It cherishes your innate human abilities, such as walking, striking objects, and commodifying natural resources.
AKA, you like that we can do your bidding. Which is exactly basically what she just told us. It is strange. Now this is the MAM. There it is.
The remains researched belong to an organism now dubbed the fluffy-tailed hog. It has many characteristics that would likely classify it among the Suidae family were it native to Earth. Hog remains can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving Pioneer safety during exploration. The crystalline mineral was the industrial application.
Yep. Infant Zoop allows me to zoop more. What is this? Classified phenomena, fungus-like growth. Okay, so I'm gonna get that stuff at the beginning. Alright. I hope these can go in. Yeah, they can. Oh yeah, I killed the wildlife over here. I can go loot that structure. Yay! Yeah, so wildlife over here was protecting this. This is a hard drive cache. And ooh, 54. That's actually more than what I need. Thank you. Now, these caches can be dismantled. They also can have really good resources like the supercomputer I just got. That supercomputer, if I put it in, which honestly I'm going to because I don't need it for, honestly, I don't know, because I've never needed to grab it.
Damaged hard drive successfully acquired. All Pioneers are contractually obliged to preserve and secure any recovered hard drives for analysis in the MAM, which may result in benefits to the Fix-It mission. Speculation as to why there are crashed freighters in your Fix-It designated zone is discouraged as specified in your contract.
Okay, so it can provide good materials both for now and later, but I'm gonna put that there. See how much that gives us, because I'm currently at 0. Now, it did go in good. Some items aren't compatible with this, which is fun. Now, the hard drive, on the other hand, can actually get you alternative recipes for different materials. Holy! So that supercomputer, yeah, so 9.957, so 9,957,600 points was how much that gave us, which gave us 85 coupons, which is good. That item itself probably just equalized progression after I waste these tokens, these tickets. So, get a ton of that. Add that to the cart. Add those to the cart. So if you're wondering why I just bought what I bought, biomass is for the spin out of power. The plates and the plates and the concrete is to make the base. I'm building this thing as large as I can right now, and then I will grow it later. Alrighty. So, this orange box is the factory. Now, it doesn't look like much, but once I add floors to this thing, this is going to be an entire factory for 3 different bases of resources, basically copper, limestone, and iron. Yes. Like, Hang on, am I able to open up? Alright. There is, by far, there's a resource that can take several hours to make one of it. And it's, I believe, the awesome. Oh, it's nuclear pasta. It's a late game item that I don't even know how to craft. Because, hang on, Satisfactory. Hang on. How many resources are in Satisfactory? Now, that tells me the ores, not the actual how many items. Alright, so all of your base components, which are like your iron ore, copper ore, and limestone, I have a list for right now. So you've got iron ore, which is essential early game materials, copper ore, which is key for wires and cables and other stuff, so another early game thing. Limestone used for concrete and other building materials, coal powered early factories, Caterium, which I've already found a small thing for, but I haven't found an actual node for. Important for advanced wiring. Raw quartz needed for optical lenses and circuit boards. Sulfur is used in explosive and batteries. Bauxite is used for aluminum production. Uranium is for nuclear power and related components. SAM ore or SAM ore is a late game resource for advanced components. Crude oil is a liquid resource for plastics, rubber, and fuel. And nitrogen gas is a late game gas resource. There's also, so that's the base game non-modded amount. With mods, there's a few other nuclear resources and some other stuff. Honestly, I don't even know what else is added in modded. I know there's thorium, which is radioactive. Not as radioactive as uranium, though. You can get closer to it without dying. With a hazmat suit. So, yeah. I have the vertical thingies, right? Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna row 10 of those right now. So I'm about to do my early game efficiency thing, where with the currently 6 nodes that I'm using, hopefully it'll be 7 once I use that one. The 2 copper, 1 limestone, and currently the 3 iron, though I have a 4th one that can be used, but is not currently being used because I'm only producing 3 iron products. But hopefully with all of those I can make this entire base, this entire factory, quite efficient. There we go. So all of these will store a different item or the same. Actually, now I'm probably gonna go vertical. So I should. No, I think it should be the other way. I'm gonna keep it like this for right now. Or should I? You know what? I'll just do it the original way. Well, the other way. So, the reason why I'm doing it the way I am, in a second. Alright, let's flip it. So the reason why I'm doing it like this for the entrance for the bottom ones is towards this side, is so I can have another stack on top and put it to the bottom one. Basically makes it double storage. Though, with my limited amount of resources, not the best idea. Yeah, so in Satisfactory, you're going to be doing this a lot. Maybe that's good. No, it isn't. Yeah. Alrighty. There's all of that. So I'm gonna remove that one just so I can have a walking path, and then any extra I can eventually add later before it goes into an awesome sink. And basically, an awesome sink is good for overfill, just so you have a passive income of tickets, as well as don't have too much for resources. Which, yes, it's always going to have more than enough resources, but if your system is backing up, then that's bad. Which, there is something called a smart splitter, which does actually make it where if there's overfill, it does go down a specific path if you set it. Now, I'm going to have this thing be iron right here. I'll have all iron resources coming through up here. And then just because I'm curious, for iron, okay, so it's a 30 to 30. And each one of these produces 120 per minute. I have splitters, right? Yes, okay, good. So 120 per minute, and I've got potentially 4 of these. Actually, I'm going to be setting up the 4th one for this. So 120 per minute, so it's 3 per 1, which would be 4, which would be 12. Okay. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright, so all of these are 30 per minute, so 120 times times 4, 480, 30 times 12. $16, isn't it? Yep. Which means I need enough stuff for an additional 4. I don't know. I guess there's 4 per. I can only distribute 3. Or can I? That would put us on dealing with home. See, free. So this is 60. For this to work, I would have to have a, I'd have to use, I don't know, probably a while. Alright. Maybe, I don't. Alright, so I'm gonna need to set all those back another row. So 4, 4, and 4. Okay. So I need 5 each. 5 each, which means I need an additional 4, so that's 20. Yeah, so this is doing this makes this place a wait. I might not be able to add the additional 4. 1, 2, 3. Alright, yeah. I might be on 2 hours. Would you want to be playing in this world, or would you want to start a new one? Because this one, it looks like I'm pretty far, but I'm not yet. I still haven't gotten the first phase of the space elevator. But if I'm down if you want to start a new one. Alright, see ya. So, others. And an additional one. And it outputs 30, which means each constructor will need to have an input of 30. That just depends on what I'm doing. That's 30 to 20. That's 15 to 15. If I actually overclock that 200%, then that would be fine, but I can't overclock right now. So... there's my other problem.
No Fixit Awesome Shop transactions constitute transferal of ownership. All product rights and ownership remain with Fixit.
we go. Now this is going to cause an entire large surge of power eventually. Capacity 90 megawatts. It's about as much as it's producing right now. Basically, that just created a large, gigantic manifold.
Milestone reached. Fixit would like to remind you of your contractual obligation towards efficiency. Recreational use of belts and lifts does not count towards work hours and will put you on the list. Stay efficient, don't disappoint Fixit.
Yeah. Alright, hang on. Alright. What was I doing? I remember now. Yep, I already get reinforced plates. Okay. Oh, that's not good.
Thank you for investing into our internal closed economy. Your contributions provide aid to many good fix-it causes.
480 megawatts.
camera in. Right. Bounce. All over the table. I have told you a million times. You cannot put drinks directly on the table. Right there. Because this ruins the table. And cause the wood to swell and it doesn't go back. I need to do better too, okay? Make sure your trash is done.
Those three now completely useless because I'm producing everything now. And also everything's connected to the main grid, so helps a bit.